Welcome to Seaholm Stadium on the campus of Birmingham Seaholm High School. Brad Fetters with Andy Aubrey. Girls varsity soccer, a rematch between our Seaholm Maples and our Birmingham Groves Falcons. Andy, the winners of the first game were the Maples. Final score of that one, 2-1. Eloise Roberts, the game-winning goal with 3:39 left to go in regulation. This one should be just as good as round one.
We can hope, Brad. We can hope, because that was a very, very evenly matched soccer game. And, well, I'm sure Groves has revenge on their mind. But both these teams, we shall see.
Maples come in with a overall record of 5-2-5, 3-0-3 in league play, which was good enough for an OAA White Championship. They are 2-1-4 here at home and come in tonight wearing their home black jerseys with white trim and white numerals. Groves, the road team, 6-8-2 overall, 3-4 on the road, and they're going to have the very first scoring chance of this game. And a big, long rebound on the doorstep and turned aside. Gabriela Gonzalez, the starting goaltender for the Seaholm Maples. Point-blank save, long rebound, and dangerous scoring opportunity for the Falcons early on in this contest.
Yeah, right out of the gate. You know, you got to be careful. These teams generally sort of ease into the game to get a feel for how the other side's playing, but not so far.
Andy, we talked about it in the first matchup between these two schools. The Groves Falcons just struggling to find offense. Through 16 games this season, they have scored a total of 17 goals. So just 17 goals in 16 games. It doesn't take a mathematician to realize that's just over one goal per game. That's not going to get it done, especially against a team like the Maples. We'll have a throw-in to the Falcons. Jasinski. Turnover and a boot out towards midfield. Over the head of the defender, kind of bicycles it down. Delphine McLaughlin. And there's one of the more dangerous players. Eloise Roberts had the game-winning goal. She also assisted on what was a fabulous goal scored by Samantha Sickinger. Sickinger scoring the very first goal of that contest, laser beam. Sickinger and Paige Green, the leading goal scorers this season for the Maples. Both of those ladies have 6 goals on the season. Eloise Roberts, still just the one goal. It was that game winner against the Falcons. And Roberts over 6 feet tall. And you may not think it, but she is extremely fast. She has some jets. She oftentimes gets along those sidelines on those sort of wing positions and just all of a sudden can create. And that's how the Maples scored that very first goal of the game when these two teams hooked up a couple of weeks ago. It was Eloise Roberts that came streaking down the sideline and was able to find Sickinger. It was quite the one-timer, so to speak, and Sickinger was able to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, we were staring straight into the eyes of a 1-1 tie in that last game, Brad, but Seaholm got the tiebreaker to take that victory. I think something that bears watching tonight is going to be this heat. We finally got some warm weather, and all this running around, it's going to take its toll before games end. So we had a much cooler night in our first game.
Yeah, playing this game under crystal clear skies, temperatures in the upper 70s. Another opportunity here for the Falcons, and they score! Cameron Pepper's 7th goal of the season gives the Falcons the early road lead.
Well, this one's got to feel good. Coach DeCorval, they do draw first here, and that's a big emotional lift for the team coming into their rival's building, and that's going to give them all a good feel. Let's take a look at it here, Brad. Down the left side, puts the left foot into it and just places it beautifully in the upper right corner. And you can't draw that one up much better. 1-0 Groves.
And nothing Gonzalez could do there. Gabriela Gonzalez making every single start this season for the Maples. 5-2-5. She has 4 shutouts on the season. Has just given up 12 goals in those 12 games. So Seaholm's average just 1 goal against per game. He's made 39 saves on the season, but couldn't come up with that one. And the Falcons lead it here early on Pepper's 7th goal of the season. That's the team lead by 3 goals over Bella Shabib. Shabib 4 goals and 3 assists. Pepper now with 7 goals and 3 assists. As Jasinski comes out from her goal mouth to scoop up that ball. So 4 minutes and 9 seconds into this contest, the Falcons in front 1-0.
And they are the aggressors early here, Brad. This is a different Groves team, at least so far, than we saw a couple weeks ago in their building. Ooh, there's some bodies going flying over off just outside the lines.
And when you take a look at what both of these teams have done since that matchup back on April 27th, the Falcons have gone 1-3-2, so just 1 victory to go along with 3 losses and 2 draws. So not exactly like the Falcons have, carried any sort of momentum from that Seaholm game. In fact, they've gone 0-2-1 in their last 3. Their last win was against Regina, 1-0, and that was in late April. So really no sense of coming into play tonight that they were going to be the aggressors in the team that took advantage, but they do just that, have that 1-0 lead. And kind of on the opposite side of things, the Maples, since that road contest against their rivals, the Falcons, they've gone 2-1-1. They've suffered their 2nd loss of the season, a 3-1 loss to Bloomfield Hills, to go along with a 5-0 victory in their last game against North Farmington. Also had a 6-1 win over Waterford Mott and a 0-0 draw against Troy High. A 0-0 draw might kind of be a testament to where this Maple team is. We always talk about the Troy high schools as being sort of perennial powers in this area in terms of women's soccer.
Yeah, sometimes a draw against a good team can almost feel like a victory, depending on how it goes along the way. But Manny had talked to us before the last game about all the draws
was
they had.
onside. Ooh, and a bump there, no call.
Things got a little rough that last game, too.
Yeah, Manny mentioned all those ties to us last time we met with him. Yeah, 5 draws, 5 wins, 2 losses, 5 ties this season for the Lady Maples.
And like he said, so many of those could have been victories. They were just that close to putting their lead goal in or the winning goal. They were able to do it against Groves in the last game we covered, just not all those other 5 times, unfortunately.
A line shot there, terrific touch onto the foot of Roberts. There she goes using that speed, tries to dribble around a defender, gets cut off. That was Morgan Perry back defensively for the Falcons. Cameron Pepper, the goal scorer, has those neon pink shoes on. Award possession to the Falcons. Here goes Seaholm again with those black home jerseys. I don't know what it is with the soccer teams here at Seaholm, but they love to wear the black kits.
Their wrestlers have had some black in their color scheme in the past, I know. But really not too many other of their sports that I can think of that use black. Maybe swimming, I can't recall right now. Mostly maroon. They've had yellow.
Yep, we've seen yellow. More of a gold.
A gold.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, takedown from behind. Maples awarded the possession. Free kick coming up for the Maples. Trailing 1-0 as we get another look at some of that physical play there.
That's it's gonna leave a mark.
Line shot headed down. Controlled by Ava David, one of the captains. 13 seniors on the Seaholm roster will be honored here tonight on senior night. That ceremony will take place, we believe, at halftime. We will try to bring you that in its entirety right here on BACB Sports. Should make mention, as we always do, a few of the rule differences between the professional game and the high school game here in the state of Michigan. Unlimited subs. No extra time. That's the big one. No extra time. Once the clock hits 0, the half and regulation is over. Even if we are tied at the end of regulation, there will not be any sort of extra time. There will not be any sort of penalty kicks. We do see a few substitutions now for both teams. As Maples try to take it over top the defense. Morgan Perry back in that defensive spot, back right corner. Let's see, what else? The clock will stop after each goal, as will the clock stop on injuries. So if a player goes down, the referee will signal for the clock to stop. And the clock will not start until the players and the officials are ready to go and will wind it down. I think that covers it.
I think you've done a great job.
28:40 left to go, first half of play. Falcons in front of the Maples, and there we go. There's a stoppage. And the official talking, he's going to remove some spectators from the fence line. That's a first.
I'm not sure why that would be. They've stood there many times.
That's the Forest, I suppose.
The Forest is
Seaholm student section. Looks like we got some baseball players down there. We'll have 2 of their games next week, Andy. Softball doubleheader as well right here on BACB Sports. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Best way to stay informed of when all of our content here in Bloomfield community and the Birmingham area cable board will take place. Are you a subscriber, Andy?
Absolutely. I watch myself all the time. No, actually, I don't. Oh, more bodies are flying all over down there early, Brad. I don't really watch many of these. Occasionally, yes, just to see what I could have done better. And it's the same every time I watch. You couldn't have done any better, as you always do, Brad.
Oh, geez, thanks.
Well, we're a team. We're a team up here, along with all of our wonderful camera crew and the all-stars in the truck.
Bloomfield Community Television just keeps pumping out programming. Going to have a couple parades as well if you're interested in tuning that in. Beverly Hills Parade, as well as the Celebrate Birmingham Parade that's coming up on our airwaves. Here we go. Maples. Ooh, nice play defensively again. No surprise. Morgan Perry. Perry has been phenomenal as that last line of defense for the Falcons here tonight. There's a cross out of the reach of Shabib and over the sideline and out. Well, give possession to the Maples. 26:33 left to go. Bump on the sideline once again. Played forward onto the foot of David. David looks upfield and not going to find anyone with that pass. That might have just been a little bit more anticipation that time by Ava David, thinking a teammate would be in that spot. David, a phenomenal player. That's why she is a captain. 3 goals, 9 assists on the season, 29 shots, however. That is the story. Ava David gets things going right in the middle of that pitch for the Maples. Ball comes all the way out now to Eloise Roberts. Roberts, we know she can bend it. Just a little bit too wide that time, no bend.
No bend on that. She had a little bit of an opening there, but sort of a straight shot. So she'd probably like that one back. But Seaholm really not much in the way of offensive pressure yet.
Can we just take this opportunity to really thank the parents and the athletic staff here at Seaholm for building us this beautiful press box?
Absolutely.
The air conditioning's kicking, Andy. It's just beautiful up here, isn't it?
Yep, they've come a long way, and when that gargantuan structure at the end of the field is done, we're going to have even more lush surroundings.
We even have these really fancy lights up here as well, which I could have used a few years ago during the football seasons because it got awfully dark up here.
It can. That's true.
Terrific save once again. And Kirsten Jasinski ends up the loser in that first matchup between these two schools, 2-1. But I'll tell you what, she kept Groves in that soccer game for as long as she possibly could. She came up with save after save after save. She scampers out of her goalie box here to make this save, and will kick it away. I thought she was really the player of the game for Groves last go-round.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that Seaholm only scored 2 that whole game was a miracle. They only had 1 until 2 minutes left to play. And you're right, she did. She kept them in that. She was sharp at all corners of the goal opening and gave her team a chance. Right now, they enjoy a 1-0 lead.
Groves, not afraid to schedule some tough competition. Their most recent game was against Notre Dame Prep in Pontiac. They also had a 2-2 tie against Detroit Country Day and a 2-0 shutout loss to Clarkston. Played in a big tournament with Regina Rochester. A bunch of games over the course of one day. Also had a 0-0 tie with Dow in that Rochester tournament.
Well, those tough opponents, they can sharpen your sword a little bit for the later games in the year. And I guess that's sort of the Tom Izzo school of scheduling the toughies. Some more substitutions now.
Ava Brown and Layla Loisel come in for Groves. Loisel has a goal from her defensive position. Throw in for the Maples. Kind of tiptoeing that sideline. Into the box. Scooped up by Jasinski. She makes everything look quite easy.
Well, there's nothing like playing with the lead. That's one thing.
Falcons carry 3 goalies along with Jasinski. They have another senior who wears number 1, Lauren Stenny. And then sophomore Ava Loisel. She wears the 00. 00. Robert Parrish.
Was it?
Did he wear 00?
He might have.
Can now wear 0 in the NFL.
Yeah, 0's coming this year. Orlando Woolridge.
There you go.
Well, if your nickname is the Big O, you should have 0. That's right. Robert Parrish was number 00. The legendary Boston Celtic. Boy, I didn't care for those teams much.
No, late 80s, early 90s.
Bird, Ainge, ugh.
William Bedford, was he a 0?
Yeah, he was. That's true.
Not a number, by the way. 0 is not a number.
No, that's true.
Good touch there. On the foot of Roberts. Roberts, quite the facilitator, right? She gets everybody going out on the pitch.
And that's what you need. You want somebody who's going to be
High bounce,
sort of
look out.
that dish-off expert, somebody who can make plays.
Couple bounces there for Jasinski before sending this on its way. Good crowd here tonight on a Thursday night. Nice size crowd for the JV game as well.
Yeah, I was amazed. There was a lot of folks here for that game. Maybe not as much as this, but as JV games go, especially last week when we had chillier temperatures, it was quite full in here for that level of competition.
Falcons have been relatively quiet since scoring that opening goal. Not that the Maples have really gotten a lot going offensively, but they have certainly had their fair share of the time of possession.
Manny always involves himself. I don't know what it is. It's just who he is on that sideline.
He hasn't yet joined the mix.
No, I keep waiting for him to run out there. I mean, we've said that before. It would not surprise me if any coach was going to just lose it and just go out there and start pushing players down and joining everything. It would be Manny Rodriguez. And we're waiting for that day, Manny. We'll cover it. We'll send the tape into Good Morning America. We'll all be famous. Let's do this, Manny. Come on.
Maybe the day he decides to hang up the whistle.
Right? His last game.
Go out in a blaze of glory, perhaps.
Awesome. Fantastic.
We had Juwan Howard pick up a loose ball that was in play on the sidelines in a recent Michigan basketball game. That's about as close as I think I've ever seen a coach.
Yeah, he forgot he was the coach.
Yeah. Going down to make the save that time, Jasinski. That's just good awareness and high soccer IQ. And she is not afraid to kind of join the fray, get involved, come out of that goal crease. You kind of oftentimes hold your breath a little bit when she comes out to make those saves, but another good one.
Well, I think both these goaltenders have shown us they're not afraid to stray from their net in the name of making a play.
Opportunity here is going to sail wide. Jasinski gave it a little dive anyway. Not that it was necessary, but it looked good on camera.
Looked great. These ladies know they're on TV tonight.
Greg DeCorval, the man in charge of this Falcon program. Manny Rodriguez, obviously the head coach for the Seaholm Maples. There's a good look at Mr. Rodriguez.
And Coach DeCorval, I'll tell you, he is dialed in at pregame warm-up time. Whew. Yeah, he's focused. I'll give him that.
They have an odd angle throw in here for the Maples, headed towards this near sideline. Sent back. Eloise Roberts drives one through, but over the end line, we'll have a goalie kick. We mentioned that game-winning goal scored by Eloise Roberts. It came off of a corner kick that was put into play by Captain Ava David. And that was a focus of practice that week. Some of the corner kicks, some of the set pieces the Maples put in play. Haven't seen a corner kick yet from either team as We've kind of grown accustomed to these sort of feeling out processes that occur in CB sports. Late substitution going to check in. Cabri O'Gorman coming in for the Falcons. See what the Maples can build up here. Lund looking for the through ball, cut off defensively by Groves. Maples reset. Lund has it. Tic-tac-toe passing right now for the Maples, and they're going to award possession. We got a whistle behind the play. I was following the ball, Andy. Didn't see any of the extracurriculars that occurred. But the official right there to signal Falcon ball. Ooh, might have had an inadvertent handball there. No call. Headed up. We talked about it on the last broadcast. Playing on this artificial turf creates a lot more bounce to the ball. And a lot of these bounces come dangerously close to the midsection and to those flailing arms. You're almost surprised you don't get more handballs called.
Yeah, that ball does. It really gets some loft and some volume off that surface. Yeah, I was out in Brighton today. I drove by their fields. They've got some amazing facilities out at Brighton High School. But their soccer field is natural grass and looked like it had just been cut. This thing was a thing of beauty. I don't know how they keep people off of it, because you can only achieve that level of perfection when you keep players off of it and kids just being out there goofing around. Incredible.
Another corner kick for the Maples into the box. Try the bicycle kick. That didn't work either. So the Maples definitely have a game plan on these set pieces. They have Ava David taking the corners, and it's going to be Eloise Roberts always that's kind of sneaking in. And at 6 foot tall, that's a good target to kind of pinpoint as your player in the box there in those corners.
Yeah, plus she's got some serious hops. I mean, she can get up, and when you're as tall as she is, that's a true weapon on those corner kicks. They've obviously been working on it because they've come very close to making it work again tonight.
Caitlin from her defensive position, line shot. Ava David couldn't handle it. But an opportunity and a goal? No.
They waved it off.
Offside.
Oh.
Offside the call. Samantha Sickinger snuck in a little bit too soon, got behind the defender. We'll see if we can get another look at it here. And we'll see if we can come up with exactly where. Well, I don't think this angle is going to tell. The goal was good, but let's see.
Must have happened earlier.
Let's see if we can pinpoint where Sickinger. Yeah, yep, she's behind the defender right there. Nice job by our live truck. She got behind the defender. That was Bambro, the defender wearing number 6. 19 in that last camera shot. Maybe, guys, if I can ask you one more time, let's call up that replay. David, our director in the live truck tonight, we can maybe get that last replay. Maybe not. But it was clearly offside. We'll get another look. Thank you, guys. If I could circle it, I would.
Telestrator,
But right there,
yeah.
right in the center of your screen.
She got behind.
19 clearly behind number 6. Thank you so much. Nice job by our BACB sports crew.
See, there's a way we could increase scoring. Let's eliminate offsides altogether. We're talking to the MHSAA tomorrow morning, first thing.
You might want to talk to FIFA instead.
FIFA, everybody. We'll talk to all of them.
You might want to go just straight to the top and talk to FIFA.
Well, It's been our mission to fix soccer since the day we called our first match.
Many kicked out of bounds defensively, Delphine McLaughlin. Throw in from that far side. Gonna have to hurry. Under a minute now left to go in the first.
Well, we've seen some goals scored in this last minute or two usually. Tonight, though, nobody seems to be moving too quickly.
A lot of finger pointing as well. Some chaos right in the middle of the offensive zone for the Maples. It comes all the way out. 15 seconds. Long shot in. Jasinski covers. So that will do it. 1-0 on the leg of a Cameron Pepper goal early on in the half has given the Falcons the 1-0 lead. Andy, your thoughts in the first half of play?
Well, it was all Groves in the first few minutes of this one, and then it's been all Seaholm since. There was one goal called back for an offsides, but you had to feel that tide turn a little bit in Seaholm's direction, and they kind of kept the pressure on throughout that half. Still no more goals on the scoreboard. A 1-0 lead for Groves as we head into halftime.
We'll take a look back at some of our first half highlights and then toss it over to the Seaholm Public Address announcer for today's halftime festivities, the 2023 Senior Night celebration here at Seaholm High School.
Welcome to Seaholm Women's Football Senior Night. It is with great pleasure that we honor Seaholm Football's 13 graduating seniors. They've each been a great asset to the football program during their time at Seaholm, and we know they will do great things in the future. We will begin tonight by introducing our first senior, our goalkeeper. Number 1, Gabby Gonzalez. She's joined with Mike Gonzalez and Jennifer Gonzalez. Gabby's been playing soccer since she was 5 years old. She began her career at BBSC. She then joined her first travel team, the Force, where she fell in love with the keeper position. She later moved on to United FC, where she met many lifelong friends. Gabby ended her travel soccer career with the Nationals. Gabby's favorite memory is scoring 2 goals last season as a goalkeeper. She shares the following quote: "A wise man once said, 'High school goes by just like that. No matter what team you're on or the score of the game, just have fun. High school goes by so fast and soccer goes by even faster. Appreciate your teammates, coaches, and every minute on the field before it's gone." Gabby will be attending Stetson University and majoring in marine biology. Our next senior is number 2, Leah Henry. Leah is joined by Rochelle Henry and Sean Henry. Leah started playing rec soccer for BBSC when she was just 5 years old. At age 11, she moved on to her first travel team, Troy Soccer Club, where she played for 1 year. She later moved on to play for United FC for 5 years, and in her final year of travel soccer, Leah played for the Nationals. Her favorite memory is celebrating with her team about Coach's dream coming true when they won the Royal Oak game 3-0 with 2 goals from headers. Her advice to younger players is to enjoy the time you have with your teammates and the sport because it goes by so fast. Always stay positive and happy and cheer for your teammates. Leah plans on going to Michigan State to study business. It was the up north trip of the varsity team last year, and her advice is to always give it your all because it will be over before you know it. Eloise will be studying marketing at Miami University this fall. Up next is number 22, Caitlin Spurlock. She's joined with Melissa Spurlock. Caitlin began her soccer career at age 5 in Oxford and then moved from the sprawling farmlands of horse country to the rough Detroit suburb of Birmingham, where she continued playing recreational soccer for 4 more years with the BBSC. As Caitlin's passion for soccer gained momentum, so did her ability, agility, and foot skills. Caitlin joined United FC in 2013 as a versatile utility player in forward, midfield, and defense positions and played with the club until last year, switching to nationals for her final travel season with an unbeatable team record. Caitlin has played Seahill women's football during all 4 years of high school, was honored to be the team captain of the JV team before advancing to the varsity team for 2023 season, and has thoroughly enjoyed being a part of the amazing family-like team despite the tribulations of COVID-19 and a season-ending leg fracture sustained while playing against the Troy Colts. She's stoked for her senior year. Go Mapes! Caitlin's favorite memories being the JV team captain for the 2022 season and sharing the success of many fellow teammates under the guidance of a fearless and passionate Coach Wade. Her advice is to enjoy every minute of every time spent on and off the field with your teammates. 4 years really does go by fast, so play hard and have fun. Caitlin plans on attending Wake Forest University in North Carolina to study human biology, majoring in pre-med, and professional journey to become a dermatologist. And now we will honor our team captains. First, we have number 4, Allie Adams, joined by parents Shelley and John Adams. Allie first started playing soccer at the age of 4, where in her preschool class formed a team through the Birmingham YMCA. She continued playing rec soccer with the YMCA and BBSC until she joined the Blazers travel team in 3rd grade. The following season, she joined United FC. Allie played with United for 2 years before moving on to the Nationals, where she's played for the last 7 years. As much as she loves playing soccer, Allie also enjoys coaching the Junior Nationals soccer program. Allie's advice is to always work hard, be true to yourself, and enjoy each moment with your team, and you can't hear it enough, these 4 years do go by fast. Allie has committed to continue her soccer career at Rollins College, where she will study psychology and special education. Our next senior captain is number 6, Ava David, joined by parents Sarah and Joe David. Ava started her soccer career in San Mateo, California at age 4, playing rec soccer. She kept having to sit the bench because she was scoring too much and made her cry. So we moved her to her first club team at age 6. When she moved to Michigan before 9th grade, she reached out to Manny, who recommended playing with United, where she met many of her Seahome teammates. She has played with Liverpool and ECNL the last 2 years. Ava's favorite memory is going up north together and sitting in a circle telling secrets, especially with Bubbles. Her advice is to play your hardest every game because you regret it if you don't. It goes by fast. Ava will attend Michigan State and study kinesiology. Our third captain is number 11, Sadie Green, joined by parents Marla and Eric Green. Sadie began her humble career on the mean streets of San Francisco. Through the family's transition to the Detroit area, Crestview Park served as the home field for the BBSC football club. Upon moving to United, Sadie was first invited to the white team. Determined, she fought hard in her first year and was invited to the green team, the A team, in her second season. Playing forward, she scored 4 goals in her debut match. It was very exciting. Over time, Sadie developed a desire to get yellow cards and lay people out and transitioned into a defensive role. Under her current leadership, she has found herself in the middle of the field. Long nails and beach blonde hair, you can't miss her. A corner, a penalty, these are her favorites. Sadie loves the game, but far more, she loves her team. Sadie has so many favorite memories, but her favorite memory is getting to play on the field with her sister during her first varsity game together this year. It was a full circle moment. Her advice for underclassmen is if coach makes fun of you, just make fun of him back. He probably deserves it. Sadie plans on attending the University of Michigan to study mathematics of finance and risk management. Our final senior captain, number 26, Lexi Beckman, joined by parents Jenny and Kurt Beckman. Lexi started playing YMCA soccer when she was 3. In the final game of her first season, she was running in a big group chasing the ball and fell and broke her arm. She needed surgery and 2 pins to repair it. Despite the rough start to her soccer career, she went on to play BBSC and then travel for United FC for 10 years. The last 2 years were at Liverpool, but her favorite team has always been Seaholm Soccer. Lexi's favorite memory is the varsity up north weekends. Her advice is to make sure to really appreciate the people around you because you will make some of your best friends through Seaholm Soccer. Lexi will be attending the University of Michigan and studying economics. Congratulations to our amazing senior classes that graduate from Seaholm and move on to college. As you finish your senior season, you'll be joining a large group of Seaholm Soccer alumni, some of who are here tonight. We hope you will continue to come back to Seaholm soccer games in the future. Good luck in all that you do. You will be missed. You will forever be a part of our Seaholm soccer family. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us this evening, and make it a special celebration. Go Mapes.
Congratulations to all 13 seniors honored tonight as they look to go on to bigger and better things at the collegiate level. Not only their athletics, but, of course, their studies. Seaholm finds themselves trailing in this contest 1-0. Groves Falcons, the lone goal of the first half, scored by Cameron Pepper. Her 7th goal of the season has given Groves the 1-0 lead. Brad Fetters alongside Andy Aubrey coming to you from Seaholm High School here for BACB Sports. Second half underway. Falcons with the first possession of the second half. Andy, I thought the Maples at time throughout that first half kind of sort of dictated play.
Yeah, they did eventually. They just sort of kept pushing the issue down there, and Groves was chasing for a good portion of that, but hey, they got scoreboard on their side at the moment, so we'll see if it holds up. We still got a lot of soccer to play, so let's find out.
Gabriela Gonzalez challenging the Falcons there to a little bit of a foot race, and then she sort of boxed out the Falcon. Ball comes all the way out to midfield, touched there by the Groves Falcons, all the way back to Allison Jasinski. Powers one forward. Seaholm Maple went down. Kendall Gaines, she has a couple goals on the season. Be interesting to see what sort of play the Falcons use here in the second half. If they kind of stress defense and sort of play keep away and just continue to pound balls out of bounds and just allow this clock to evaporate.
Well, I think it's a little early to stall, although we have seen it. That's a tactic that would not be a first time it was employed if it was employed here by Groves, but they're going to need another one, I'm afraid. I'd be very surprised to see this game end 1-0.
So we talked about the Falcons struggling to score this season, just about 1 goal per game. And then on the other hand, they've just given up 29 goals this season in 16 games. So just under 2 per game given up. So kind of right around that season average for goals for, but have been really good thus far in the goals against department.
Right, and their defense has been solid in this game for all of the opportunities that have favored Seaholm at this point. There haven't been a tremendous amount of on-net, perfect, shot opportunities. So credit their defense there. They've done a nice job of clogging up the middle.
Falcons have 6 shutouts on the season. So this is a unit that can get it done defensively. And that's why you have to think that first goal by Grove just really had to feel monumental for them.
Yeah, absolutely, especially since goals have been so hard to come by for them, and especially in that first meeting.
Ooh. Gonzalez comes out. Backpedaling, Jasinski will back up all the way into the box so she can pick that ball up. Good heads up, smart play. Otherwise, she would have had to play it with her foot. Tapped around. Nobody seems to want to control it. Finally, it squirts out. Good touch over the right-hand side. Ava David ran out of real estate. That was Allie Adams, another one of the Maple captains that was closest to the ball. Adams steps up to try to make a play defensively. Here comes Cameron Pepper, the goal scorer. Through ball. And wisely cleared out by the Maples. Just about 5 minutes gone by, second half of play. All kinds of speed down that far sideline. That's Sickinger. She had a goal scored that was called off due to an offside. Turnover for the Maples. Pepper fires one downfield. Gonzalez going to have to play it with her foot. Doesn't get a lot on it. Sails out of bounds. It will be Grove's ball. Throw-in will come in from that far side. Falcons in their road whites this evening. Hold the ball high over the head. Show it and throw it.
Well, Brad, I realize it's very early here in the second half, and I don't know how many soccer games we've called where it just sort of feels like the game's going to end 1-0 or 1-1 or 0-0, and then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, you see the most unexpected goal scored you could ever imagine. So this is why they play the games, because you just never know. And this game sort of has that feel where it's just a little bit of a back and forth, not a whole lot of on-net shots, but you don't want to sleep on either of these teams. Single defensive breakdown can mean all the difference in a win or loss.
Throw in for Groves directly to the Maples instead. And Maples gain control. David through. Over to this near side. Now thrown down deep. Using the speed to go in after it. Cameron Geller. And Falcons just have been very good defensively getting back. David decides to kick one in on net. Right idea.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Honestly, with all the noodling around you can do and never ending up with a real shot, hey, put one on net. You just never know. That ball's got a little slickness to it. Anything can happen.
Chested down, but no further. Kicked away there by Chung. And there's Coach Rodriguez.
Makes a play again. There he is.
Headed forward that time by Allie Adams. Ava David again goes back to Adams. Too tall for Sickinger. Goes back to Eloise Roberts. Was looking to go right back to Sickinger on a little bit of a give and go. Finally cleared out by Groves. Nearly to midfield. Pushed back in by the Maples. Tiptoeing the end line, just out. A little bit of frustration perhaps setting in just a bit for the Maples.
Well, they can't let that happen, though. You're right. I can imagine that it does get a bit frustrating. They're both sides giving everything they've got, but they just got to keep playing their game. And if they trust what happened in that first half, they did seem to turn on the juice a little bit towards the end of it. Maybe they could have that same script play out, only with a goal or two here to win this one. Groves, on the other hand, they're doing what they need to do. They really are. They've been solid defensively, and not a tremendous amount of opportunities offensively, but those will come if they keep being responsible in their own end, which they've proven they can be, and get the good goaltending they've continued to receive.
I feel like soccer's almost feels like an even bigger climb up that sort of hill when you're trailing, because there really is no such thing as a instant spark like in other sports.
Right, yeah. No, hockey or basketball, you can go on a run, and you can really sort of dominate the momentum for periods of time. But soccer's on a big field, and there's a little bit of luck involved. Sometimes just a brief lapse could mean the difference in a win or a loss.
Yeah, when you think of a sport like baseball, right, a bloop and a blast, it's 2 runs.
Mm-hmm.
Grand slam, 4 runs. I mean, there's ways of getting back into ball games, but soccer, there's no such thing as instant offense.
No, that's true.
I have a free kick coming up here for the Falcons, and it'll be the goal scorer, Cameron Pepper, to take it. Got 7 goals now on the season and kicked it right into the midsection of Gonzalez. Oh, Gonzalez blowing kisses. I don't know what that was all about.
A little bit of trash talking, maybe. No love lost between either one of these schools. But how many times have we said it? There is a measure of respect, I do believe. They're all one big Birmingham. It's just that when they play each other, not so fond of one another.
Maples trying to take the top off this defense. It's been difficult. Falcons have been able to get back defensively. Even that line drive, unable to get over that last line of defense. And this sort of delay tactics of the ball heading out of bounds and numerous throw-ins for the Maples just kind of plays right into the hands of the Falcons. Just kind of clog up the lanes and just kind of make things as difficult as possible. They call it parking the bus in soccer. Haven't quite got to those stages yet. A little bit of a whiff there draws a response from the crowd, who've now gathered on the opposite end of the fence line. So the officials' plea in the first half and stopping play and kind of clearing everybody out from the fence line seemingly hasn't worked here in the second half. Look out. And offside the call again. Wow.
Hit the post, too.
Geller just offside.
Kind of went both off the crossbar and the post, but as you mentioned, all for naught being a offsides play, so Groves with the free kick.
Morgan Perry to take it. And this kind of has that feel again of the Seaholm dominance that they displayed late in that first half. Obviously nothing to show for it, but really picking up some steam. Looking for the through ball, not available. Scooped up once again by Gonzalez. Play it forward off her right foot. Takes a big bounce forward. Played on by the Maples and getting back defensively once again. This time, Lilia Chung. Near collision between Lund and Shabib. Three Maples over there. None of them could get to it as it was kicked out of bounds once again. Morgan Perry back defensively. So we'll get another look at that offside play.
Yeah, it just on the corner of the crossbar on the upright on the post, right?
Right idea, right? Upper 90.
Yeah, that was actually well-placed ball. It's just a little high, but again, all for naught.
Wouldn't have counted. Easy to recognize offside.
We haven't had a ton of those.
We
have we?
haven't, but it's because the offensive player is so wide open they gotta be offside, right?
Right, yeah.
Now, the offensive player gets behind the last defender prior to the last touch. Obviously, is the offside call. And we'll get another look here at this offside play, and we'll see if we can locate. Yeah, let's see. This will be a terrific angle.
Yep, it's a great shot.
And she's calling for the ball, but she is clearly behind the defender there. Nice job once again by her crew.
Everybody's on their game tonight. Must be the weather. Everybody's in a better mood.
Our crew lately has been earning high marks.
Well,
Across the board.
Yeah, we've got nice continuity with a great group of people who've been here now for a number of years, and they got some skills. They got some mad skills.
David Fantel directing tonight.
Is this his maiden voyage?
I believe so. In
For
terms
sports.
of sports, yeah. Steve Rhoda, executive director tonight.
Executive director, self-appointed. I love that.
Mike Abels, I know, is in the live truck tonight. Lee Solomon in there as well. I believe Jason Radulski, as we mentioned, in the live truck.
It's crowded in there tonight, huh?
I operating a camera tonight.
We got Dan and Mike on
Dan
the roof.
Sigler, yep. Brad Ross operating camera as well. We got Rizzo in the truck tonight.
Rizzo's on graphics. Kottmeyer on the
Rizzo
roof.
hasn't been too busy tonight, changing that scoreboard graphic. He's only had to put up one goal.
They talk about an easy paycheck, huh? And you know, I'm tempted to say this game could end 1-0, but I'm smarter than that. I know I haven't proven it often, but 22:52 to play.
And I'm being told that Mike Abels, his job title tonight is engineer.
Okay.
Which sounds very difficult.
That sounds important to me. Because I know engineers, they design things. Look out.
Groves just continues to clear it out.
You get the sense they would be content taking this game 1-0. But that's when you can really, really get burned. So I think we've seen it in the past where a team kind of goes into stall mode and it comes back to burn them. Got to keep that offensive pressure on. A lot of soccer left to be played in this one tonight.
Coach Rodriguez patrolling that sideline. Just saw him take a glance up at the big board, and you know what that means. He's getting a little concerned about the time remaining in the half. 21 and a half minutes to go. David. This time, Morgan Perry. I'll tell you what, Morgan Perry has been all over the pitch defensively. A lot of times, defensemen kind of go unnoticed unless something really bad goes wrong,
right.
you know? You get beat or something like that. But Morgan Perry has been fantastic.
Yeah, having your name called as a defender is a catch-22, right? It can be for you or against you if you get called out. Frequently against you.
She's only a sophomore, so Coach DeCorval will get Morgan Perry back for a couple more seasons. That one's kicked deep. It's going to have enough to get over the end line, but Kirsten Jasinski's not going to allow that to happen, and now she'll pick it up and dribble it a couple times. Take her time kicking that one away.
No rush, right? All of a sudden.
A little bit of a tie-up, and the head referee signals Maple ball, and Coach Rodriguez's pacing is getting a little bit longer.
Yeah, he's stalking now. He's stalking and stammering slightly. And as dusk sets in, that ball begins to get a little more difficult to see. I said to Greg before the game, I said, what are we going to do about all these soccer balls getting, it's sort of a gray, dark, kind of color. Well, he said, they do get dirty from these rubber pieces on the field and just by the course of using them. But I don't know. I submit we go with something neon
going forward
in the future.
I'll tell you what, Morgan Perry just made another play defensively where she kind of stopped the ball, brought it back, and then cleared it out. She has the ball right now. Good soft touch to the near side. Tiptoes the sideline, trying to keep that ball alive. Benavides. Say Falcon ball, under 20 minutes now remaining. Benavides is going to take her time throwing this in.
Well, I think you see a lot of sweat on a lot of players now. The heat and the amount of running is bound to be taking its toll.
Kind of see the linesman look down at his watch.
Yeah,
he's kind of like, all right,
he's a little
let's
wise
go.
to their tactics now.
One of the few sports that you really can chew up some time.
Yeah, no shot clock here.
Finally, they'll say Maple ball. Well, it's beginning to become that time. It's crunch time officially now with under 20 minutes to go for the Maples. Because they know they desperately need an equalizer. Eloise Roberts tried to center that ball. Cut off again defensively by the Falcons. It would kind of be unheard of for a defenseman to win BACB Sports Player of the Game without scoring a goal. But I would have to say Morgan Perry's kind of sort of in the running. Obviously, the game-winning goal right now would belong to Cameron Pepper, the junior. Team averages over 2 goals per game, have been held scoreless thus far. Mentioned Groves has 6 shutouts on the season, looking to make it a 7th here tonight. Remind our viewers, there will not be any sort of extra time. Once this next 16-15 expires, the game will be over. David centers. Was looking for Paige Green. Big bounce. Sent across the field. It's going to kind of check up right at midfield. Kicked forward. Played out by the Maples. Falcons push it right back in. Where we'll have a throw-in on that far side. Maples wasting no time.
Yeah, it's funny how the sense of urgency getting the ball in is just a little different for their side right now.
Quite the contrast, right?
Yeah. Groves is sort of, take their time and look around and, straighten their jerseys, throw it in then. A lot of subs. In and out we come. And they are looking beat down. Some of these subs coming off the field are playing their hearts out.
Battle for it on this near side, won by the Maples. Allie Adams, one of the captains for head coach Manny Rodriguez, won that battle. Morgan Perry just kind of stepping into the play and kind of diverting Ava David away from the ball. Can't score without the ball, and that's what the Falcons have done well here in the second half. Maples haven't generated much offense.
No, they've kind of gone into the tank in this second half, which is surprising because they had put a lot of pressure on the second portion of that first half, and it looked like they were really kind of doing what they did in the first meeting we had between these two. But the second half, I don't want to speak too soon because we got a break here for Seaholm, but Groves has done a heck of a job bottling up the Seaholm offense.
Lexi Beckman doing yeoman's work on this near side. That'll be Allie Adams, I believe, to throw it in. Headed forward, but across the end line. Ball somehow stayed in, gets played back to the goaltender Gonzalez.
It's like it had eyes. It just did not go out of bounds. Kept right along that yellow line.
Field must be kind of tilted towards the center on that far sideline.
I think so, yeah. Is there a pitch that comes in? And
for drainage purposes?
I don't know what's going on. Kind of like a grooved bowling lane.
12 minutes exactly left to go in regulation. Seaholm looking for the equalizer. Falcons would love an insurance goal here. Falcons 4 defenders back that time.
Yeah, they're playing the safe game. And speaking of Groves, the idea of them loving another goal, I'm beginning to think Coach Rodriguez would love a tie almost at this point, the way things have gone. His ladies just can't seem to generate the offense they need to get that equalizer.
Good touch. Changing directions now, Eloise Roberts. Just trying to find Ava David. Comes up empty, kicked out of bounds. Possession to the Maples, 11 minutes to go. Headed forward.
I think it's almost safe to predict that Groves is going into full-on stall mode / we're happy to take a 1-0 win style of play here.
Well, we're going to have some substitutions coming into the game. O'Gorman and Pepper. Pepper, the lone goal in this game, and it came a long time ago.
The sun was warm back then, and it is
4:09 into the first half is when she netted it. Maple's getting ready to sub in a couple players.
Well, they
Cameron
need a
Geller.
boost of energy from somewhere. Maybe some fresh legs will get it done for them.
Big-time goal scorer on the season, Samantha Sickinger. She has 6 goals on the season. She's getting loose, getting ready to check into this game. So Coach Rodriguez making sure Sickinger got some rest. Here comes Pepper. Look out! Oh!
Ooh, ouch. Wow, she went down hard. That hurt. She was running full steam and met up with...
And Coach DeCorval absolutely wants a card.
She's still shaking up. She's finally getting to her feet now, and that's good to see.
And it will be a yellow card on the goalkeeper.
Let's take a look at it again, Brad. This was a situation where 2 players converged at the same time. She sort of threw her leg out. I don't believe the intent was to trip. It's hard to say. I mean, she looked like going for the ball, but at the same time, it is what it was, which was, in fact, a trip. And now Groves has a shot to go up by 2 here now.
So Stillwagon enters into the game. She's got the emergency goalkeeper's penny on.
No gloves.
It's not even a full jersey. It's you're right, no goalie gloves. Now the linesman's going to hold up play. And it looks like they're going to consult regarding the time. Clock was stopped. Our clock continues to run, guys, in the live truck.
Yeah.
9:05 is what's up on the big board. 9:05. There's the free kick, going to get booted all the way up. And now apparently Gabriela Gonzalez can come back into the game.
Well, there's one we haven't seen. If you watch enough soccer, apparently something very different will occur. Which they say about baseball, of course, but that was different.
So Stillwagon faces one shot. She doesn't have to make the save.
No, she took a sigh of relief on that.
Sickinger using that speed to create some separation. Now slams on the brakes. Keeps her foot on the ball. Finds Geller. Ooh, perhaps one pass too many. We'll stay with the Maples, however. They'll have the near side throw-in. They quickly get it in. I don't even know if everyone was quite set for that throw-in.
No, they weren't. I'm pretty sure they ended up just going straight at it.
Here comes a blast from deep. Short hops. Jasinski, but able to make the save. Who's that down there keeping Jasinski honest? Looked like Paige Green, kind of shadowing Jasinski. Little cross, knocked down. Get the sense of do or die now all of a sudden for the Maples.
Oh, yeah. It's desperation time now. Whoa, look out.
Jasinski far out of her net to make that save. Big smile on her face. Kind of a chuckle.
She had a little extra help she wasn't sure she needed there. But no harm for them.
.640.
We're well past crunch time now, Brad. This is really Grove's game to lose at this point. They've got it in their back pocket. They've just got to avoid the big mistakes and really just start eating some clock here. It's official. They can certainly do the stall thing now.
Clara San Juan into the game. Take this opportunity to wish both teams good luck in postseason runs as the regular season kind of winds down. Home games coming up for Groves include Walled Lake Central, Grosse Pointe North. Check that. Just the one remaining home game for Groves, Walled Lake Central. Road games against Grosse Pointe North and Walled Lake Western. Maple's going to take a little up north trip, it looks like, prior to the playoffs. Harbor Springs and Charlevoix High School.
Yeah, that's a road trip, all right.
That'll be next weekend for them. One home game remaining. That'll be Clarkston.
Sunday, June 4th is their banquet. You think we'll get invited?
We might now that you mentioned it.
Not that we're fishing for an invitation.
Knocked down at midfield. Under 5 minutes left to go. Intercept momentarily. Not quite the turnover the Falcons were looking for. Geller leaves it. And look who's there. Morgan Perry.
Well, it was 2 and change that they got the game winner the last time these two teams met.
Just out of the reach of Cameron Pepper. Cameron Geller.
Ooh.
Falcons unable to clear it. Morgan Perry and Jasinski coming together to defend that play.
Well, if you want to win, you got to get a little dirty, or at least a few pieces of rubber in your cleats. And this was a very dangerous opportunity that Groves averted the disaster to hold on to their 1-0 lead. 3:25 and counting now.
Here comes Pepper again. Left foot. Cross into the box and wide. Terrific scoring chance for Shabib. Gets a round of applause from the Falcon faithful in attendance as we'll get another look here at the scoring chance.
That's one of the few good scoring opportunities Groves has had here in the second half. That would have come at a very opportune time for them. Corner kick goes wide.
Late substitution coming in for the Maples. It'll be Maggie Graves. And she will take the spot of Ava David. Well, what do the Maples have here in their bag of tricks? Because they're going to have to pull out a magic play. Two minutes left to go.
We just haven't seen the same flow that we're used to seeing from Seaholm's team. And again, let's credit Groves on that. I mean, they've been able to keep them off balance really the whole game, but especially the second half.
Pepper, goal, has been all over the offensive side of things tonight for the Falcons. See those 4 defenders back for the Falcons. A little 4-on-6 action as the numbers are just on the Falcons side. Nothing Seaholm can do there. Boy, oh boy, this would be a monumental win for the Falcons. If they can come in here and take care of business on the road against their rivals.
Yeah, you know what they say about paybacks. I know that had to hurt for Seaholm to get the late victory the way they did at Groves the last couple weeks ago there, and this is a big win for them if they can hold on here in the last minute.
Under a minute, Seaholm looking to make that one final push. Kicked out of bounds by Groves. Quick throw in. Beckman. Look at the Falcons. They had just been in the right spots at the right times. Good touch there by the Maples. However, Beckman turns around, has to go back with it. Now it's kicked towards the net. Punched out by the goalkeeper. Still loose. Banging around down there. Headed up but not out. 20 seconds left to go and cleared out by the Falcons.
Yeah, that was dicey.
10 seconds. And that will more than likely do it. Falcons awarded the possession, and they do not even need to put this ball in play as they begin their celebration. Their 7th shutout of the season is a 1-0 blanking of their rivals from Seaholm High School. What a game tonight defensively. Kirsten Jasinski comes up with the shutout, and have to make mention of Morgan Perry once again. Just phenomenal. As that last line of defense right in the middle. As there's a good look at head coach Greg DeCorval. The celebration continues all the way over to the sideline. As there's your goal scorer, number 10, Cameron Pepper. About 4 minutes into this game, the eventual game winner here tonight as the Falcons take it 1-0. Andy, your final thoughts before you go down to pitch level for our player of the game interview.
Well, I never would have thought that one goal would have held up this whole game. But what a defensive effort by the Groves Falcons. I mean, they have continued to just shut teams out over and over again. And I guess you don't need a tremendous amount of offense when you're playing defense like that and you get the goaltending they got tonight. So, tip of the cap to them. There's Coach Rodriguez. He can't be thrilled. Well, he can be thrilled with the effort because his girls gave everything they had. But they just couldn't generate the offense. And that's, again, look at that Groves D as the source of their success for tonight.
Take another break here on BACB Sports, but when we come back, our post-match coverage, including a player of the game interview.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Welcome back one final time to Birmingham Seaholm High School. Brad Fetters for BACB Sports. What a game here tonight. The Groves Falcons come in and steal one on the road. Final score 1-0. Cameron Pepper, the lone goal of the game. The juniors' 7th goal of the season. Good enough as the game winner tonight. She's going to be our BACB Sports Player of the Game, and she's alongside my co-host, Andy Aubrey.
All right, thanks, Brad. We are here with our player of the game, Cameron Pepper, number 10. 7 goals on the season for you, but none bigger than tonight. Describe that goal, and did you think that would stand up the whole game?
Well, I didn't actually think it was going to go in at first, but it felt really good to score. And I think that I thought we were going to get another one, but our defense was great. And, yeah, so we were able to hold on.
Yeah.
It was
Your defense was exceptional. We thought that was the difference in this game, and agreed. I mean, 4:09 into this game, you score 1-0. It's never going to hold up, right? But it did. Let's talk a minute about what happened to you back here. You and the goaltender converged, and you bought this turf. How do you feel, and what did you see in that play?
It was painful. I thought I got around her, but then I felt her leg, and I fell, and it was pretty painful. I thought she was going to get sent off, but I guess not.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it looked pretty violent, and it was good to see you pop back up again. So now that you've come in here and turned the tables on them, which they did to you at your place, what's the feeling and the mood of your team to come in here and kind of return the gift?
It was really good. Last year, we didn't beat them, but my freshman year, we beat them in districts on PKs, and it was really nice to feel like that again.
Right. Yeah. Well, congratulations to you and the Groves ladies. An outstanding effort for you. It's got to feel good. I mean, especially on their senior night, right?
Yeah, it feels really good to get the win.
No doubt about it. And Coach Greg is doing a jig, I'm certain, from that. So congratulations again. We're going to wrap it up from down here, but I'm going to send it back upstairs to Brad to wrap it up for us. And congratulations again.
Thank you.
You bet.
All right, thank you so much, Cameron Pepper. Congratulations to her and the rest of the Groves Falcons here tonight. Big thank you as well to my color analyst, Andy Aubrey. Groves Falcons improved to 7-8-2 on the season. They come in here and win 1-0. The Maples fall to 5-3-5. As I mentioned, we wish both of these teams nothing but success in the postseason. Both of these teams, as I mentioned in the interview, win on each other's home field as the Falcons beat the Maples here tonight 1-0. For Andy Aubrey and the rest of our hardworking BACB Sports crew, I'm Brad Fetter saying goodnight one final time from Seaholm High School. Thank you so much for watching this BACB Sports production.